to clear the path. Pray your gods are watching close. This dragon doesn't let you go. Ash and ice, the ground will shake. A storm of death in her wake. She breaks the shield, she breaks the line. It feeds on fear to grow divine. Ash and ice, her final vow. Kneel or be ashes now. Flesh boils cold, your will gets torn. From molten breath to winter scorn. No front line, no place to hide. She strikes from any side. She rises, you fall. She takes you crawl. She leaves no light, just the embers call. Ash and ice, your fate is sealed. A soul condemned to land unhealed. She carves the sky with jaws of flame and scorches hope with every name. Ash and ice, our world to claim. Search the ember glaze. Remember the name.
Good evening, Pretoria. I should not be having an audio problem this time. I think I figured it out, but welcome everybody to another week of Sunday Night Gospel featuring myself, RoguePatton, and my boy Mondroid. What's going on, Mondroid?
Your bestest bestie friend, Mondroid.
My best friend that, hell, you and I might be going back to our roots. Just going back to small-time Splinterlands, baby. That's the name of the show today, is going back to our roots. Cause man, we got some stuff to talk about, cause we've been feeling certain ways about certain things, and it's interesting. It's very interesting. But good evening, Jangles. Welcome, buddy. Jeff opens cards. Thank you for being here right at the beginning.
You're early.
Yeah. How's everything going in the opens cards world? You know, is it Mr. Opens Cards? Is that like the formal way to, you know, address business memos to Jeff? Dear Mr. Opens Cards.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But no, I'm glad everything's going good. This week's been pretty interesting. Oh my goodness, Mick's joining in early. What's going on, Mick? Let's go, baby. He's raiding us not in the last 10 minutes of the show. Yo.
Everybody's early today.
What's up, Mick? Komote, what's going on, baby? Druid's Blood, welcome. You didn't have to harass us in the tavern this time. We went live at the right time. So.
And the sound is great.
It better be, because I went out of my way to figure out what was going on there. Yo, Ank. Welcome, Mick. Welcome, guys. Thank you.
Yo.
Hello, pickle tailors. I tell you what, I guess we can probably start there. Let's go ahead and go right into our little Yabba's pickle here. Let's go check in and see how we're doing there. We're day 13 of the draws, so we've done 12 of these bad boys so far. Wow, looks like we had a pretty low participation yesterday, 334 tickets. But yeah, for a minute I was doing a voucher ticket every day. But then I just stopped. And I stopped, but we'll kind of talk about why I stopped kind of maybe later in the show. But like, my general desire to log on every day and participate in certain aspects of the game wasn't there. It felt very chore oriented. And so actually quickly, like in my mind, like when we talked about this last time, I was gonna log on every day and do this and do that, and like frankly it just wasn't good, you know, at the end of the day.
Wasn't happening.
No, like, because then like I'd miss a couple days, and then I'm like, ah, crap, did I even submit anything today? Like it became quickly not really important for me. And then the other metric that I noticed was like, I was tracking some of the winners, you know, and these are people that were putting in like, you know, maybe 10-20% of the pool right out the gate, right, and then hitting it, you know. And I was like, you know what, that kind of, like, my one lottery ticket, like, that was my whole mindset, was like one lottery ticket. But I was like, if I'm really gonna do this, like, if I'm gonna buy 50 tickets, I need to just pick a day and throw 50 tickets at it, you know what I mean? Because on some of these, that's 10% of the pool. On other days, it could be as much as 30% of the pool, you know. So yeah, Jeff says it only takes one. Yeah, and that's what, you know, realistically, it felt like a chore there real quick for me for a minute. And then honestly, that's where I've gotten to on the pack a day. I was doing opening a standard pack of Conclave Arcana every day. I've been doing it for, I think the last one I did a post on was 48. So my plan on this show was to, yo, People's Guild giving out subs. Thank you, Jangles. Appreciate you. My goal was to, I think what I'll do on this show is I'll do however many I need to get up to 50. And I actually think I'm going to be done with the pack a day stuff, because it also, like, it wasn't exciting so much anymore. It was a chore. And I was like, man, when I slip into that mindset with Splinterlands, I know I'm not doing something, like, I know I'm doing something wrong. And so that's why for me, like, actually this week, we'll kind of talk about it. I think there's a lot of things that I'm going to switch up in the game at this point. Uh-oh. Jangles is going crazy. He's looking at everybody without their subs, and he's getting them all hooked up. Jangles, we appreciate you, man. You're the best. We're actually, I think, real close to like the first cash out at this point, and it'll be like straight Jangles' like subs that'll do it. But I think I started with like a little bit, maybe like $15 on the way to 50, but I think we're gonna cross that $50 threshold. So we'll have to start talking about what we're gonna do with that $50 as it relates to Splinterlands or giveaways and stuff along those lines. Uh-oh. Jangles is getting on a hype train. Oh no, that's Sharkenstein doing it himself. Thank you for the Prime sub, buddy. You have limited time to earn exclusive. That's what this thing says. Oh my goodness, look at this. Spill the tea. That's a serve. Oh wow, look at that. There's like hype ones that all just kind of come from the Twitch. Oh, that's pretty cool. Look at that. You can get hype train and unlock specific emotes that way. Let's go.
New record, level 2. Let's
go.
go.
My goodness, guys. You guys are awesome. We appreciate you very much. Very much. Oh, goodness. Getting on for Ghostly. I like how it's like Jangles in the chat and like just checking out everybody that's in there. Like nobody can just stay in the audience and not know they're there. Like Ghostly, he just... Like, anybody that's back there doesn't type anything, Jangles is going to make them known to us. Gonna be like, yep, they're here. Don't worry about them. But yeah, Gathering says same chance as a black foil in an alchemy pack. Yeah, I mean it's really low odds, but you know I was going to try to get a 2.5% chance per day, but I don't have enough tickets for that. I mean, yeah, you definitely gotta spend for it, that's for sure. But show off your pickles, boys. Yeah. Wait, that didn't sound right. Gathering says he loves Frontier mode, and honestly, that's what Mondroid and I are gonna talk about tonight. Because if you guys were here last week, I was I was a little laughy about it. I was shocked at what I was kind of witnessing, and I still stand on some of that stuff. But I will say I spent a good amount of time in Frontier mode this week. I had a lot of fun. So, yeah, we'll definitely be talking about that. We might do some Frontier battles. We can kind of talk about some of those strats and give you guys an idea of what Mondroid and I are kind of looking at and what we're doing. But also, I know we've got some good resources in the audience that could probably give you some perspectives on Frontier as well. Because I know, like, Jeff is playing it on a couple different accounts. And I'm curious, Jeff, what your strat is. You know, if you're trying to push all these accounts to be real competitive to kind of maximize the draws, you know, and to go after those collectible items, you know. But People's Guild called it. Yep, getting tons of cards but rarely an Archon. Yeah, I looked at the price of the Archons. They're all about $1, and so, and I mean, I thought about it for a half second of dropping $5 just to get up past level 1, but I said no. I said I just made. I stood and died on that rock last week. I can't go back. I can't do it.
Oh, so, yeah, we found out you were buying those cards.
Oh, the blockchain. I'd be
never hear the end of it.
Canceled. I'd be canceled in Pretoria, you know. Oh.
After all the grief you gave Ghostly last week.
Yes, I did. But honestly, that's the other part, though. Is like realistically, now is the time, though. Like if you did flip, you know, if you flipped a legendary, which I would argue you probably don't need as much as you need leveled up cards at that point. You know, if you just flipped one legendary and then like completely upgraded all your rares and commons into level 2, that might be. Did you just make me sub to my own channel?
It seems like I didn't even know that was possible.
Let's go, Mick!
Yeah. I feel like I've never seen that before.
I feel like there's a dodgeball reference here. Nobody makes me do my own sub. Nobody. Oh my goodness, yeah, hooray, you just earned a subscription badge. Oh yay, does that mean I can like do all the emotes now that I probably put behind my own wall? Yeah, look at me. I'm doing it. Yeah. Thanks, Mick. Appreciate you, buddy. You can pull $2 to $20 cards for playing for free. How cool is that? That is very cool. And the awesome part about it, though, and it really goes back to, you know, what Mondroid and I were talking about last week, is it's not going to last. At the end of the day, it's not going to last. The $2 to $20 price tag is because you have whales in the game that want to pull ahead pretty quick. And, oh my goodness, the hype train was successful. Let's go. Strong support. Hype train level 2, 78%. Oh, let's go. Did we unlock? Oh, no, we didn't. Oh, that's cool, though. Awesome. Good job, guys.
77%.
All-time record, 77%. Let's go. Great job, guys. That was fun. Good job. We'll have to be doing more Twitch stuff as they...
Great job, guys. Really well done.
Amazing. Amazing hype. You guys did great. I mean, that wasn't me. I didn't do anything.
I mean, you did subscribe to your own channel.
No lurking. I think that's why Mick did that. Because, like, RoguePatton says nothing because it's me. That's awesome. But, yeah, Tails is clapping for us. That's awesome. 15 on 5 accounts. +1 on 1 and hit gold. And 5 wins on 2 others. Yeah. So how are you managing that? Like, do you have scholars that you have kind of running in to do those, or is this? And this has always been my biggest thing with you, Jeff. Is you? I look at you more of like from an executive standpoint. At what point, or like at what level, is it not cost effective for you to be doing this yourself? You know what I mean? So like that's really where it's like, you know, how many accounts at what point, playing foundations. These are like great questions in my mind for you specifically, you know, but I'm glad you're going after it. So yeah, I doubt infinite sustainable GTM may be able to get more than 0.04 cents a card for a few more weeks. I mean, that's kind of what I think, but the distribution on it's pretty light too, though. Like some of these cards, we did it last week, and when we were talking about these like $7 cards, there was only like 4 or 5 printed, and in 1 week, some of those legendaries are still, they're only at like 50 printed. So we're talking about 50 legendaries being printed in a week. That's not a lot. So that's impressive, you know, in my mind. But yeah. And if you get lucky and get one of the black foil or arcanes, yeah, that'll be pretty cool. Mick choo choo. Oh, prices will go down a lot, I agree. But when new Frontier cards come out in a year or so, the cycle starts again. See, this is an interesting point for me, because this will piggyback on some of the comments from the People's Guild podcast that they did with Tails, when they were talking specifically about the Frontier format, but they were talking about the limited pool and how to make it exciting and like needing to add more cards or something along those lines in order to, you know, add to it. And in my head, I was screaming, no, like we don't have to put any more resources into making Frontier good, because Frontier is just supposed to be the starting point. Like, Frontier is the exact same game as Modern, as Wild, as Survival. It's the same game, and the hinges get blown off the game in those formats because of all the cards, because of all the availability, and, like, that's where, like, you can get more Splinterlands experience, is if you move out of this into that. And so this mindset, like, I don't want new Frontier cards. Like, why would we want those? You know? Or do we feel like we have to keep pouring into Frontier mode in order to create this starting place that still doesn't ever get stagnant? Because right now, anybody starting the game right now, that's one of the beautiful parts about Frontier, is you're getting loaded with games quick. It's great. Like, our biggest problem in Modern Champion is just waiting in the queue for as long as we have to wait. And
oh god, it's the worst.
It's terrible. So like, actually, let's go ahead and go. Let's go right to it. Mondroid, I'm gonna pull up your list of 5 reasons why you play, because honestly, this is what we talked about. We needed to kind of figure out, all right, what is it about this format that just makes it work? So Mondroid's 5 here. Oh man, where'd it go? I feel like we just talked about this. It's in the chat somewhere.
Conversation scrolls.
Yeah. No, we talked too much during the week. Actually, not really. Okay, there it is. It was just on my phone. It was a lot bigger, and when you get on the screen, it was like 1 sentence. So, all right. So looking at this, Mondroid, you say, for me, number 1, it's fair gameplay, no Helios or broken cards. You want to elaborate kind of on that a little bit?
Well, I mean, in Bronze, like, pretty much everybody's playing with the same stuff. There's no Hall of Legend or super promos like Heloise, right? So that's kind of straightforward there. It's like you have access to most of the cards. And because of the way the mode works, right, nothing is soulbound. So even if you didn't have cards or access to them, you can buy them. So you always have that option. It's kind of like what made Splinterlands classic in the first place, right? you get your ass whooped by something, and it's like, oh, you can go check it out on the market.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna agree here that, and it almost makes me want to. I mean, one, I think you and I both agree, Hall of Legends, Heloise, did something to the game. And frankly, I would even argue, like, price-wise and all that stuff, maybe it's not as much as the Hall of Legends, but, like, the Grim Bardoons, the Mantaros, the Dr. Blights, it's like, historically, promos have always been pretty powerful and not so inclusive, right? So,
Right.
The thought crossed my mind of, like, creating tournaments where it's like, how we lock tournaments by sets. I was wondering if there was a world where we could, like, in terms of, like, the brackets and everything we're proposing for survival and all that, if there was a no promo bracket, like, if what would just Rebellion, Conclave Arcana look like without any promos? Like, what would that format be? Would it be notched down to a level where it might fit in the same category that you're feeling right here, where it's fair gameplay and there's no broken cards? If we just removed all the promos and we just played with modern cards, what do you think about that?
I think it's interesting. It kind of takes all the the promos are like the hardest cards to get as far as like even just a liquidity standpoint, right? And they're unavailable through packs. So, I think it does make a pretty big difference when I think about the cards that I don't have that, they suck to play against. They're pretty much our promos. So, it's like it's an incentive for like the pre-sale and stuff, so I'm sure people would argue against that.
Well, I mean, I think there should always be a place for it, but if we're talking about the gap, you know what I mean? So when we started the game, there was leagues and there was essentially rungs on the ladder in which you could play the game of Splinterlands. We completely removed all those rungs and we just said, here's the game, spend as much as you want, do as much as you want, you have free reign to do whatever. And we're not going to stop somebody from like being paired against you that probably has no business being paired against. Right. So, and then, the game has changed a lot since then. So like in terms of like one of the old tournaments that I remember specifically was the Cobalt Miner tournament. The Cobalt Miner tournament,
where it didn't have legendaries or legendary summoners, right?
Yep, it was no legendaries, and so it was novice league, so it was single BCX, no legendaries, and so there was a tournament specifically like that. And I remember feeling like, as I was a new player, and I was like, all right, cool, I'm starting to play the game, I'm really good at the game, I need to figure out how to start winning some SPS. And tournaments was the way to do that at the time. And so that first tournament I could get into, that first rung of the ladder, was the novice Cobalt tournament, Cobalt Miner. And so when I'm thinking about this, I'm like, okay, we now have ghost card tournaments, which is cool. And I think it's an underutilized tool that the DAO should be using to maybe help bridge that gap. So this is going to be one of those things that I'm going to start pushing and advocating for. So you're going to hear it here first, guys. But I'm going to try and push and get approved some kind of ghost card tournament that can help bridge the gap to go from frontier mode into asset ownership. So one of the things that I was having in mind was like, and this is all really stemmed from poker. So if there was anybody in the audience that used to play poker online, the Full Tilts, the Paradise Pokers, all of those websites, they used to sponsor all the biggest poker players on the Pro Tour and all that stuff. They had what was called free roll tournaments. And so free roll tournaments was essentially like, in terms of gambling, it's just advertising. Like, on your birthday, a casino will give you $20 just to get you in the door, and they'll hook like 10% of their people that really have problems and shouldn't be spending any money. They'll hook them because of that free $20, so they'll make that money back, like no problems.
Oh yeah.
And so I think that we currently have the foundation to do the same right now. I think Splinterlands should be doing a free roll tournament weekly. So in my mind, what I wanted to see was the DAO essentially putting some of its packs, DEC, something into a prize pool and creating a free roll tournament that essentially would give something to somebody the whole way. But we're talking about small stuff. We're talking about like 20 DEC, 30 DEC, something like that. Enough to rent, like when you're in bronze or stuff along those lines. But then also maybe going as high as like the number one prize would be a legendary pack or something like that. So like we're talking max prize is $24. But if anybody remembers from the poker days and all that stuff, these tournaments like were thick. Like you weren't winning these tournaments very regularly because there was a ton of people in there. So to fight through that many people to get all the way up there, like, so that was kind of something that I had in my head. But then there was also a restructure that I wanted to do to the tournament specifically because we don't have Swiss pairing. So one of the things that we have always kind of talked about is that you don't want people to have like a bad experience. So our current structure right now has the majority of like a day tournament happening 10 to 11 battles per day, right? What I want to do is I actually want this to be structured to where maybe it's only 6 battles a day. So you get like, you're in a pool of 7 people, you play everybody there. And you're going to have like 7-0, 6-1, 5-2, blah, 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 potentially throughout there. And then after day 1, there is no cutting people out of the tournament. It's just a reshuffle. So now all the 7-0s would be in their own pool, the 6-1s would be in their own pool, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And then they would replay again and then do it again. Like even go beyond 2 days. I'm thinking like 5 days of continuous like pool play in this. So that way there's only like 6 games a day. You're logging in every day to play 6 games. And it's ghost cards. I would say no promos so that it's not stupid crazy. Stick to like bronze and silver. And just to give everybody something to do outside of Frontier, and maybe start to give them that one pack or that one something that might trigger the rest of their journey. You know what I mean? So that's what casinos and that's what all these sites have always done for advertising, was they made sure there was a way to give pennies, essentially to somebody who didn't want to put anything in hopes of like having them learn. And then, maybe, because this is what I did. It was one of the challenges back then. I can't remember what his name was. I want to say it was like Phil Hentz or something like that. Or no, it was like Poker Jesus. I don't remember who it was. But
Phil Hellmuth?
Phil Hellmuth was the mouth. This was more of the respected dude. He was like, real long hair, cowboy hat. And he, like, his big thing on one of the websites was he was advertising and like going for the $0 to $10,000 challenge. And he had a whole bracket there, essentially, like where you would come in, you do free rolls, and you do free rolls, free rolls. You've got like maybe a small percentage chance of getting anything out of a free roll because they were just so big and so many people were doing them. But if
That's
you did,
how you started grinding.
Yeah, if you did, and then you got like $2-3 in the game, then you started doing like 50-cent sit and goes. And he had it all kind of like broken down of like, all right, you risk so much of your money here in order to do this. And it was a whole free to play challenge, essentially built into all of the poker sites. And I can't imagine that we can't do something similar, and so that's one of the things that in my mind kind of goes off of what you're saying here. Like if we were to create a ghost tournament and not limit it to just the sets, because I think set stuff gets boring sometimes. You know, I think just CA only gets a little mundane. You know what I mean? But if it was modern, no promos, that might be interesting. Or even no legendaries. If it was just modern, no legendaries, no promos, like, that'd be interesting. Chris Ferguson, there it is, my boy. Jesus, LOL. He was disgraced. He was disgraced with Full Tilt's fall. Oh, I mean, I'm sure everybody was. I mean, honestly, I had funds tied up in Full Tilt at that point because I was on the journey. I had finally broken through, and it was crazy. I was in college, and I had started this tournament at I don't know, 6 p.m. or something like that. Started this tournament, had a party that night starting at like 9 or 10, and I was still in this tournament after 3 hours. And so I found myself, like, I had went to the party, I was playing on my phone and got it, and I was like segregated from everybody at this party, and I made it to the final table. Like, I was final table. This whole party's going on downstairs and all this stuff, and I'm just like upstairs, like, let's go. I'm gonna get my $5 today.
Yeah,
Like, dude. So I did it though. I did it. Finally got the cash in to the system. And then from there I started to do it. I started to do like the 50-cent sit and goes, top 3 in those, you know, build a little bit, go. When your pool gets bigger, do bigger tournaments. But yeah, it was you know, I had funds locked up after I think it was the US, something about regulation, something. They were like, yeah, if you want your money, just go ahead and contact the government and let them know how much you have. And I was like, it's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I was like,
that's a negative.
Yeah, that's a no. But yeah, so, and then Jeff Opens Cards says his journey was primarily launched by one Untamed pack, from which I hit 1 gold epic that I won from a beginner tournament ran by Marina Milma.
Maria Amelia.
I don't, who's that? Are they still here?
I don't know if she's around too much anymore. I think her accounts are, but she used to host those, like, kind of like Clove, you know, would host tournaments and stuff way back in the day.
Dude, that's all. Yep. So,
but it's like something like that's now caused Jeff to put like a gazillion dollars in. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like,
yeah. So yeah, I think in my mind this is something that I want to propose going forward to, like, I don't think the DAO's doing anything right now with our funds for new player retention or anything, and I think we can really piggyback off of the Frontier efforts at this point and give that next rung or that next thing to do every day in Splinterlands as like part of your initial hook and grind. And I don't think it would cost us a lot. I mean, we're sitting on a crap ton of stuff, you know what I mean? So we could do some stuff. So what do you guys think in the audience? Yes, no? Would you vote for something like that? You like the ideas? I think the only big loop there is, one, convincing the DAO to spend some of their money, our money, and then 2 is just the slight rework on like the way tournaments, like the way a daily tournament is ran, hoping to go 1 past 2 days, and 2 to have a constantly resetting pool, and that has pairing people of like ranks, and that's I think the best way to do Swiss pairing in our type of tournament setting. So, and yeah, we could set up some rules of like, you know, you have to participate, you know, in X amount of battle, or like you can't have any fleas in order to receive rewards or something along those lines, just to make sure that it doesn't get too crazy. But like that, yeah, if people show up for 5 days and, you know, log these battles and play, like, I think it's worth it. But yeah, thank you, Tails.
I have a question for you.
Well, who's got a question? You?
MA Wantidas.
Oh yeah. Is Rogue finally a believer in Frontier? No, I hate it. Sucks. Don't tell him, guys. He wasn't here when I admitted it was awesome. Last week he was making fun of it. I was, and that's what we are on one. Like that was a nice 15-minute conversation about number one on Mondroid's 5 things he loves about Frontier mode. So
oh yeah, we got the number one, and that was it.
His number one was fair gameplay and no Helios or broken cards. So, and then that went into my tangent of like, let's make a free roll tournament type of thing. So, pitch it to Clay. No, I will, absolutely. I've got some people's ears. I'll be writing some stuff up, and we'll. I'll see what we can get going. But I used to enter a tournament and just slow play it. Sometimes I could make it to the final table. Yeah, because everybody was like real aggro in the beginning, trying to double, triple up, real quick. There's a lot of people that thought that was the only way to do it. Oh yeah. The first like 10 minutes is bloodshed. You're like, all right, well, I'm sitting on Big Slick, and I got 3 other people here that want to go all in. I guess we're doing this, and like you'll lose 33% of those hands, even though Big Slick's like your best starter. But if you got 3 other people going all in, like you're screwed. But yeah, you can't fold those. You're just like crap. So, but yes, good deal. Glad there was a lot of people here with some love for online poker. That's awesome. So. Ghostly, oh man, I gotta scroll up here. So yeah, Ghostly says 5 reasons I'm considering stopping playing Modern. Dude, me too. You jumped me to it. 1, liquidity bots. 2, liquidity bots. 3, liquidity bots. Didn't have to read all of them. 4, liquidity bots. 5, liquidity bots. Not a fan of the liquidity bots, huh? How many people will even play Modern when campaign mode is fully launched for veteran players? I will play PvE or Frontier. Yeah, we got to talk about this. I mean, because it's real. I felt it. I did it. So, yeah, full tilt guy. So, anyway. Yep. Just pulled in
I have
Epic.
been getting a boatload of SPS from Modern, though. Like 50 per win.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because I think the liquidity bots are really good.
They're beating everybody's ass.
Beating
so
the crap out of everyone.
Win.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, there's less SPS being distributed because, like, when they take their wins, nothing comes out of the pool. So, if the bots are doing their job, there should actually be more rewards for a win there. And they're doing it. That's for sure. They're hard. I think...
Dude, my second account went from, like, that season where we just had stupid easy ones. I think it went from, like, 4,800. Now I'm, like, 3,800.
Jeez. I mean, I haven't broken. I think I'm still at where I started. I think I'm also still at 3,800. That's where I started the season, and I'm just like, I can't move. It's crazy. But yeah, we have the Crypto Gaming Recovery Fund. What do you guys think? 2 proposals current. Yeah, so we do have. Let's here, before we jump on those, let's stay on the top 5 for here. So number 2, you say sense of progression, getting more cards. You want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, so you finish the campaign or whatever you want to call it, and you get your basics set, and then as you're playing, you're getting more cards. And I think what they kind of did that works well is there's some of the epics, I believe, epics and legendaries you don't get from the campaign. So you start playing Foundation, and you get one of those epics, and it kind of just like improves your that entire Splinter. You know what I mean? Like when I got the Death Archer, it's like a 2 damage sniper.
Yeah.
It like just changed how you could play that, that lineup with the double weaken and the voided tank and all that. So it's like, it was pretty interesting how just like getting one card essentially just completely changed that faction for me.
Yeah. Congratulations, Chef, on making it to gold again. With the second guy. Yeah, so for me, it was spot on for me as well, because like essentially every card that you're getting, like you can, and that's the interesting part. You can shortcut the grind and just go buy it and level up your stuff. Like that's a thing, right? Jade, what's going on? Welcome.
Welcome.
But you know, you can grind for it, and you can just like, as you're getting these cards, you're leveling them up, and like, you know, in the real game, you wouldn't care about any of these cards leveling them up. But over here, they're all kind of important. You need every one of them. You've only got, you know, so many to pull from with the limited pool. So you need them all kind of leveled up. And then what they did essentially here was dusted off an old mechanic that we used to have of the daily chests, essentially. So, you know, through... You know, then, you know, it was like, what, 5 wins and you got all your chests or something? That's all you had to do every day. It was like 5 wins, right?
So it depends on what version you're talking about. There was a version where you would get points or whatever and you would fill up a chest. And those took
was
more
after.
than 1 win.
Yeah, that was after.
But there was the time
one.
period where it was just straight up like win 5 games with fire and you could you'd get your thing done.
Yep. Yeah, your daily quest is what it was. Yep. And so yeah, I this is reminiscent of that for me, you know, where it's like every 5 wins you're getting something, and you can do it 3 times a day. And I think somebody had mentioned in the chat last week, which was awesome, was the math behind that is actually really good. Because in order to get 15 wins in a day and not like run out of energy eventually or miss a reward along the way, you would have to be clipping at like a 65% win rate or something like that. Because you would have to go 15-10 essentially, or 15-9 in order every day to not run out of energy eventually. And
that's 15 wins and then you get 24 per day. So
yep. So yeah, 15-9. And that's a good record. Not a lot of people are going to be clipping along that. So it's not like it's not a guarantee that you'll essentially be able to pull 3 rewards every day, you know. So I thought this is a good callback to what we were doing, but the math is better than it was, you know, because it's not, it requires more effort, and it requires like a really good knowledge of the game in order to sustain it for a long time.
And it's just good for retention too, because people want to log in and get that, you know, complete that.
Yep.
Whereas you just see a number like Glint, you don't really realize if you missed like 20,000 Glint because he didn't play today or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, Gathering says 2 prizes a day is the norm. I can't win even 40% with 1 BCX cards. I mean, I'm with you. How high up are you now, Gathering?
Yeah, that's the thing, is like how you gotta, once you get higher up, yeah, I imagine.
Yeah. No, it's for sure. First Frontier Gold Foil Epic. Wow, everybody's killing it while they're in the chat here, I guess. Let's go. Chat, getting that chat luck. You guys are glad we're pouring it on you there. But yeah, I would say that's where I feel where it is too. But then what's interesting is that that's not unique to Frontier mode. It's just so long since we've had that in Modern, because the set of reward cards has been out forever. Like, as soon as they drop the new set, we'll feel that way in Modern again. Like, we'll have to go get those cards. They're going to be important. We're going to want them, you know? So, like, pulling them will feel good. And, like, that sense of progress, building up our collections, we will get that again. It's just been so long that we don't have that in the other league. Those cards don't mean anything for the majority of the players anymore. And And so it's just, this is crazy. It's like everybody's chasing that progression for cards that don't matter, and for a set that doesn't like actually like reward you as much as what the other side of the game should. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just an obvious example of like people would rather play Frontier mode for like, you know, these cards that
That's
aren't even worth that much over like modern ranked, where, you know, theoretically, you know, I have like a $17,000 deck for modern, you know?
You don't even want to play it. You're like, oh, I want to play with the new free cards. You're right. This is crazy, right? Like, I guess that's what we have to acknowledge today, is that Mondroid and I are literally in this boat right now, and it means something. And that has to be, not addressed or corrected, or it just has to be, we have to understand what the win was here and apply it elsewhere, because Mondroid's statement should absolutely make everyone feel weird. If you're choosing not to play your $17,000 deck, and you would rather play with a free deck. Why? What world do we live in? You know? Oh my goodness, pulling Archons and dailies. Let's go. Oh my goodness, everybody's winning in the chat. Hey, chat, if you're not playing Frontier during our stream, get on it, I guess. I need to be doing it. I need to be logging some games. Everybody's pulling some good stuff. But
Jimmy's here. What?
Yep. And Jimmy says it's too expensive, and he's been saying it forever. So, I mean, yes and no, but at this point, like, the price doesn't matter. He's got the deck, but he's not playing with it. So, like, who cares what the price is? He's just not playing with it. He'd rather play with the thing that didn't cost any money. And I mean, me too. But
read what Onk said.
It's the old, I'll spend $50 for a kid's birthday present and then spends hours playing with the box. That's exactly it. That is exactly it. Mondroid's playing with the box. Like, Splinterlands is like, wow, you know, here, like, this is, look at all these things that you got for, you know, all your time and hard effort here and the grinding over the last 5 years. And look over and Mondroid's playing in the box. That wasn't for you. That was fucking, I'm having fun. Oh,
like
man.
The cat. The cat's always in the box.
Yep.
Got him a sweet new toy, and he's like, dude, the box is fucking awesome.
Hank says he's got $100,000 worth of cards, and I play Frontier. Okay. So yeah, what sucks with Frontier are win streaks ending by mirror match draws. Happens often, yeah. So SPL is a play-to-earn game first. No one really cares about earning more SPS at the moment. It is why a BTC reward share is what we really need to supercharge the game. All right. I mean, I'm with you there. But yeah, just convert SPS to
Sharkenstein
gathering.
kind of hit it.
What'd Sharkenstein say? Oh, the main game is the big bloated mess. The Frontier mode is fun. Yeah. I could see that. I can definitely see that.
It's just a simpler version of like the original Splinterlands, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's like back to basics, which is the best rule set ever.
I don't think Jangles is here anymore for that.
He'll hear it. He'll just be driving on his little scooter and be like, I think Rogue said some shit.
It's just you just summoned him. It's like a Beetlejuice.
Yeah. But yeah. So, oh my goodness. So anyway, number 3, faster queue. I can get the games in quick. Yeah, I mean, twofold there. I'd say 1, the faster queue because there's just a bunch of people there, but 2, the team submission is a lot faster. Like,
yeah,
they give you more time, I think, but nobody takes that much time. because your options are just so limited, like you don't think about it forever. You just kind of roll with it, and you're getting that quick, fast game that we're promised. Like this is quick. So what did I message you the other day? I said, oh yeah, I said I just jammed 15 matches of Frontier mode in half an hour, which is like unreal
World
for me.
record pace
Yeah, that's
for
like
you.
$2 or that's 2 minutes a match. You know what I mean? So like that's all inclusive, 2 minutes a match. Wow. In Modern, I'm usually waiting 2 minutes. In Modern, I can
You wait
probably
2 minutes to get the match,
Yeah.
and 2 minutes to put the teams in, and
It really-
45 seconds for the tactics.
Yeah, it feels like a third of that is what I can do in Modern. Like it's five games for a half an hour. And so that's really, I think that brings me to my epic announcement, I guess, for me, is I think I'm done. I know after this season, I'm going to be done scholaring Modern. So I'm not going to play Modern format anymore, playing with other people's cards. Generally, where I'm at there is really just all of this stuff, like the 1 through 5 things that we'll talk about on this list for Frontier. It doesn't exist in Modern, and the amount of time that it takes to do the same stuff, it just doesn't fit with my life at this point. So like that, back to what I was asking Jeff in the very beginning of like that time versus like, is it worth you doing it or somebody else doing it? I feel like I'm at a point with Modern that it's not worth me doing it. And this goes to Tails' point too. Like generally, I don't want SPS. I don't want. I don't know. And I don't want 50% of the SPS that I'm earning. You know what I mean? So like, even if I'm pulling in right now 30 to 40 SPS per win, I'm only taking home 20. And I say only, but like, I don't know, the amount of hours that it takes to get that every day. And plus, honestly, the just that mindset of like, I'm a scholar, I have to work, I have to optimize this account, and I have to take care of it. I don't want to do that anymore. Like, I will let Frontier mode get to 50 energy and sit. I don't care. That's awesome. And I will get on and log 15 games in a half an hour when I have a chance to. You know what I mean? But I don't feel guilty. I don't feel guilty about, like, just playing the game at my speed because I'm not optimizing rewards. And that's what I feel like I don't get to do as a scholar. And it's not even, like, stress from... It's not even like, my scholarly... I don't know how to... Whatever. The person I'm scholaring for is, like, being, like, very, like, hey, more. It's just, that's what I signed up for. You know what I mean? Like, that's my job as a scholar. So I'm either going to do that or I'm not going to do the job. So, yeah. And I think I'm done. I'm done with Frontier. Or I'm done with ranked at this point. Modern ranked. I don't think it's not fun. Not fun at the moment. So for that exact reason, I think it's literally an hour and a half or 2 hours every day to try to play down the 25 energy in Modern. It's
pretty rough.
That's a big time commitment. So yeah, number 4, not professional scholars in every battle. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, at the end of the day, we get to a point in Modern Champion where it's the same person you're playing, and he's good. He's good. He's got a rhythm. And yeah, it's winning feels good. Number 4, winning feels good. You can generally win more in Frontier mode than you can elsewhere because, we understand the game and your options are limited. So in the number 5, no annoyingly strong bots. That goes back to Ghostly's 5 reasons why he hates modern.
Go Ghostly number 5 for you.
No annoyingly strong bots. Yeah, I mean, there's not. There's no reason for that. You know, I mean, yeah, that's where it's at. So, but yeah, so sounds like yeah, Rogue's going Frontier Scholar. Wow. No, I'm just going back to my account casually, and I think that was one of the things that I kind of wanted to note from last week was that, like, with everything that they've done in the game, like, I have only Chaos and Rift Watchers max, and I have all the rewards max. But at this point, I have a lot of stuff that I can do in the game. So, like, if I wasn't scholaring, I could still play my account every day and still have fun in Splinterlands. And that's cool. You know, I can do the survival, I can do land, I can still bot wild, and I can play frontier mode. I got like 4 things that I'm actively doing just on my main account. So, chasing the SPS on scholarships, I just, the time commitment is just not worth it for me there. So, but yep, that's and honestly, when I asked him, what kind of prompted that was, you know, it was like, the mode is treating us really good. What is it that is working for us, and how can we implement this in the rest of the game? You know, like, and really what it feels like is we just went back to the same Splinterlands that we started with. You know, the game wasn't obnoxiously complicated in Chaos Legion. And, you know, the rewards were tangible from day one. You know, you could pull something crazy day one. You know, we were still early in that reward set, so the cards were ridiculously expensive, matched with the incoming of players, where you were pulling Wavesmiths that were worth $8, Jin O'Shaughnessy's that were worth 30, you know, 50 sometimes, at some point, because there was just more demand than there was cards for that moment in time. And the people that were paying for it are fine paying for it, you know? But we just don't have those opportunities anymore. And now we do with Frontier, and it's exciting. I sold a Frontier card the other day. I sold an Epic that I pulled for $1.50, which is more expensive than any Epic in Conclave Arcana.
Yep, I sold the Fire Legendary for $5, so it's like, all right, that's cool. Nice. It was my best reward I've gotten in years.
Yep. So Emma says, or Ime, sorry. If the numbers show the bots are 40 to 50%, 55% win rate, are people just used to always winning and dominating and now can't handle losing some? I mean, to some extent, yeah. But honestly, from Mondroid and I's perspective, they're really good. So if they're actually clipping at 50%, I will be shocked, because they got to be doing way better than that. Some of these teams that they've put together, I guess from my perspective, from a nerdy perspective, I don't mind it. I actually like it a lot, because they're showing me stuff that I can learn from. I feel like the meta was actually really stagnant for a while, and these bots are actually coming up with creative ways to win that I hadn't thought about before. And so I'm like, go for it, have fun. Plus, like I said, if they win, there's no SPS being drained from the pool. So, like, every win you do have when you finally get a human, like, it's probably like you're still gonna be good on SPS even if your win rate's lower, just because of that mechanic. But what do you think, Mondroid?
Yeah, rewards are up in that sense, and then they're doing their job essentially of gatekeeping weaker accounts, right? Because for a while there, like, I can use my alt account as the example. It should have no business being like 4,800 rating. Mm-hmm. And then this season it's like 3,800, which is more appropriate, right? So
yeah. So A-Stack, yeah, I saw you comment on YouTube saying that you were gonna get in a bigbrain. And yeah, I didn't see one coming. I'll go check, but Didn't get my big brain in this week, but I will do it next week. Sweet. Good. Yeah, speaking of, we're going to have to go check those out at some point. But, yeah. So where did the Frontier packs come from is what Runer's asking. Those come from the chest, right? Like when you start pulling the chests from like once you get up into gold, I think is when you start getting chests. Did I lose Mondroid?
Oh no, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I don't know when you get them. I'm still in silver.
Yeah, I know. I haven't gotten them either yet, but I think they once you get up higher, you can potentially pull them in chests. But so yeah. OFG says he pulled a gold foil Genoshanis from a daily and it was worth $50 back then. Yeah, it was good. Gold League dailies.
So that's the thing I've always been thinking about is like, I remember getting a gold foil Jin Bilchka, I think, the Earth Magic dude. And I think I sold it for like $28 or something, right? Because it was like later in the cycle, 400,000 bots just farming the shit out of everything, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But even that, $28 is like, you know, it's a solid little boost, a nice little card to pull.
Yeah, even
you know?
super farmed, it was still drawing in that. So like what would happen if we just had our bot mitigations that we have in today? Like would that farming still happen, you know? So like the thought crossed my mind of like, okay, we come out with a new reward set. What if you're only pulling those reward cards from Modern? Like, because right now they're doing the Frontier specific cards in Frontier, right? So like what if the Conclave Arcana reward cards were only pulled in Modern? Like why should you pull those in Wild? You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
So like
I still like the idea of kind of having split rewards. Like there's certain things you can only get from Wild Glint, and there's certain things you can only get from Modern Glint.
Yep. No, I agree with that. I think that would be sweet, realistically, because then it could tailor to the games themselves, right? Like if you wanted to, because then I think if you just did that, like we already have the bot mitigation in Modern, so you would, I mean, I would see no reason why you can't unsoulbound and just go back to rewarding cards like you're doing in Frontier mode. Because what Frontier mode in my mind is showing is a distribution curve that isn't ridiculous, and this is hella curtailed, you know what I mean? It doesn't go as high as what Diamond or Champion players will have to need at some point. So like, you know, at this point, what are we, 2 weeks in, and summoners here are still like over $1? Like it's not, I don't know, it's moving pretty slow in my mind. So yeah, we'll see. I think you could damn near just get rid of soulbounds if the Modern reward cards were locked to Modern rewards, you know. But all right, Mick, have a great night, buddy. So soulbound cards are not needed if bots were removed from both Modern and Wild. You could give away real cards at that point. Yeah, I would agree. But ref, that only 90 legendary BCX minted in almost first week of Frontier mode. Mint cards based on actual player base, and you don't need soulbound rewards. Yeah, it's true. That's
another
true.
thing that I would get into is like, you don't just dump like, what is it, 400 card draws, you know what I mean, for your batch one, like in the shop.
Yeah.
And if it actually took a minute to level stuff up and they were actually hard or rare to get, like that's how things maintain some semblance of value, right? It's like you can't just get them easily.
Yeah.
Right now it's like set up where you're just gonna max them yourself, you know, without ever having to unlock or buy anything off the market. So
yep. 291 divided by 455. So Lorcus is down to a 64% win rate. Still not bad. I think that's still really good. But the 6,500 rating is a lot lower than Ed. So if we go last season, It was 96 last season, and what do we have? Only like we're gonna end the season this week, right? I think it's only where are we at? Yeah, it's 4 days away. 4 days away, and he's like 3,000 rating less than he was last season. So, yeah, clearly the bots are killing it. And then so let's see what the win rate was last season. So 477 divided by 675. 71%. So, wow, nobody's had that kind of a win rate in a real long time. Those were like the best silver players on the leaderboard. Would pull 70%.
Back in the day, silver.
Back in the day without that much RNG, that's when you could get 70% win rate. Oh. So yeah, last season, last season top 100, I think was still, top 100 was 42. So like, Champ 3 was at 90, or Champ 1 was at 97 on the leaderboard. Was Champ 1. Right now, Champ 1 on the leaderboard is 26. Wow. So yeah, I mean that'll change a little bit, but not that much. You come all the way down to, you come back down to 90 something on this. Yeah, Jeff, there you go. Jeff's at wow, Jeff's not even playing. Look at him, 16 battles in Modern. Jeff don't give a crap about Modern. This man is about Frontier.
Oh,
so
Frontier mode, baby.
So yeah, I mean, there's like champion crossover. So let's just say the starting. So everybody, there was 100 players that would have started at 3,800 because that 96 rating was above 4,300. So like there was 96 people that were starting at 3,800 rating, and there's currently only 57 above that. So that gives you an idea that there is half of the people that were at 4,300 or above rating last season that have lost rating this season. If that kind of gives you an idea on kind of what we're dealing with here. It's hard. So yeah, looking at me, I'm at 49. I'm only 80 points above where I started. 169 out of 135. Mondroid, where are you at? You all the way up here in top 10 yet? You remember when we started this show, you used to be top 10?
Well, I think more and more people are getting better cards than me,
Oh yeah.
I haven't really upgraded my deck at all.
Seriously. There you are, 14 though. Look at you.
I've been moving up. Yeah, I don't know if the bots were nerfed a little bit or what, but they felt easier today.
That's good.
Kind of climbed like 200 rating.
Good. But yeah, so that's kind of, so that was the big thing. The bots are definitely a lot harder, and so that's why the SPS rewards per win are just that much better. But I got a 4,000 in the beginning of the season. I'm at 3,520 now. Go sleep, my man.
Oh jeez.
So yeah, it's if you were at, I got to 4,000. Oh, you got all the way up to 4,000, and then you fell. You fell like, oh wow, yeah. Was they better than a draw? Yeah. So, yep. Ain't nobody got time for that, says Jeff. Oh my goodness, less than 40 in Champ 2, I think. Yeah, it's nuts right now. It's very tight. There's not a lot of really stretching out in the top there, but I mean, we've talked about it on the stream. I think we generally know what's going on. Frontier mode is exciting, and we know why it's exciting, and we just kind of need that spark to come back to Modern to really want us to play the game. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's right now the free to play versions checking a lot of boxes. To me, worst two things are mirror draws and poison fatigue draws. Then comes to poor RNG, where enemy goes first like 3 times. Yep.
Draws those on your win streak, man.
Yep. Druid's Blood says, turn them bots up to stop rating inflation. They did. They absolutely did.
Yes.
If they stay at the strength they're
Mission
at, we're all gonna...
successful.
You know what? That's maybe the strategy, is they'll have the bots way up here to just keep knocking everyone back down to bronze. Then we won't have to worry about it. We'll have easy wins because we'll be playing against people with under without cards that are leveled up, and yeah, we'll be able to queue up really fast. Maybe that's the strategy. Just have the bots beat us way the hell back down to earth. So, my goodness. All right. Well, let's go ahead and take a quick look at snaps. And let's go see. Oops. Snaps. Go see what kind of big brain challenges we got this week. I know I saw a couple. So go look at some of my notifications. Maybe I wish I could. Hashtag
Yep, scrap
big
this
brain.
glint nonsense. Go back to regular chests and cards.
Not search apps. Hashtag big brain. Go. Wait, what am I doing here?
Big brain.
Yeah, but that was a weird search mechanism. Do that. Wish it would just you know what I need? Need to just find, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make a post. Hashtag big brain. Because then I can search off of that hashtag. Because right now I can't pull it up real easy. Let's go. Alright. Hashtag
Big brain.
So you
Where
see
they
how,
at?
like, all of a sudden you can click that and filter it, and it does really well. But to just find a search for snaps, I haven't figured it out yet. But they'll figure it out eventually. So we got.
I usually have to go from like my notifications where someone tags me in a big brain thing, and then I can get to it.
Yeah. We got Deuce and Ime. So let's check out Ime's here. So, oh no, there's no link. Ime!
Oh boy.
So this week's Big Brain play is on our guild account, Holding My Deck, in a novice brawl. We covered the sneak rule set with Thorns in the back and covered the magic alternative with Void up front and Silence, were able to be played as just icing on the cake. Yeah, let's go. I mean, honestly, this was... I remember that unicorn being huge in the Cobalt Miner tournament. Like, it was such a staple to have that Void up front. And honestly, that's what we see in Frontier mode right now. That black team has that Void up front. So, absolutely. And then, yeah, protecting yourself in the back for if they decide to try anything, you know. Plus that, the spells, the Sporcerer, I think what this one is, with that silence in level 1 is key to that. Just absolutely lock this guy
No,
out.
that's the Mushroom Seer.
Oh, is that the Mushroom Seer? You're right, Sporcerer was
Yeah.
untamed, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's I mean a similar card obviously, but
And then yep, Deuce. Sometimes I like to see what happens over in survival mode on Splinterlands. See a gem like this, protect the queen at its finest. Not today, Botman. Go check it out. So yeah, Emma's play, spot on. We love that.
that's gonna be they're gonna have a bad time running into a tofu
my.
shield bearer with that melee.
Oh my. Oh, those backfires. Like, he's got triage. He's got how many triages? 1, 2. Got 2 triages. And then, yeah, just gonna kill yourself.
I
And
like
I
how
think
the
it's got
bot put the triage on the refugee.
oof. That's yeah, that's murder. Now the big thing is like, are you gonna ever hit that thing? Oh, it doesn't have phase though, so you'll get there eventually.
Yeah,
With your
Dax.
one
Dax
magic
is gonna
attack.
get him.
Let's go, Dex. Get it, Dex.
Get him, Dax.
Yeah, I mean, and that's really what survival mode. You know, we came out of that modern for a while of like these big tank sustains. And so having them all be like wild legal now and having it not be so much of the modern format, it's actually really cool that survival mode exists right now because like, you know, the like plays like that are absolutely huge in survival. Oh my goodness. You won 55 SPS for that. Let's go. Great job. So yeah, we'll go ahead and send 1,000 DEC to both Deuce and Ime. Great job. Thanks for your submissions. We appreciate that. Mondroid, you want to go over some of the metas in Frontier mode real quick? Let's talk about some of these cards. Talk about them because you know realistically, I mean the metas are pretty straightforward, but you know, talking about, you know, what cards you actually got with and what cards you still needed to go after. So but anyone making any land moves or upgrades, says Gathering. I've thought about it. I'm sitting on a lot of DEC and I'm wondering if I want to just go heavier into land there, but I don't know. I'm still a player first, so I haven't fully transitioned into let's retire on land, but we'll see. So Mondroid, let me just ask, let me be real blunt. Do you play the red team?
The red team?
Do you play the red team? Like, are you looking at the foundation cards right now?
Just on your screen. I've played the red team rarely. Like, I think there was like an end match or whatever it's called now, where my front dude, the Scales of Justice, got hit and went up to like 6 speed and then evaded everything.
Yep. Yeah, that's the only play that I've seen with the red team that actually does something, is that evasion there. I think Health Equalizer is maybe one of the only other ones that I would entertain this team with. But for me, it's not swinging with any kind of power, and it doesn't have a lot of health. And realistically, with how low everybody's speed is, that plus speed that you get from this really isn't making or breaking. Like, I mean, it's breaking more than it's making these teams, you know, like at best, you know, you can kind of bring this team and get everybody to attack like first. So maybe in a super low mana, you might be able to get away with something, but no, for the most part, you're right. Like, it's just the kind of enrage speed possibly is really it. Red is
I
decent.
love to play the 4 mana. I think it's a neutral with thorns.
Yeah, I love that
And
card.
It's just the opportunity magnet, you know. So.
Spellmonger,
and all those
specifically
all those
the best one is the
just die to it.
Yeah, the Vengeful Monk right now I feel like is one of the best cards in the game, which makes the Spellmonger one of the best cards. Is like realistically,
yeah, that's the one.
The because that's a 2 melee attack opportunity, it's killing a lot of things in more situations than not. But yeah. Oh my goodness, Druid's Blood's correcting me. It's fire. It's a fire team. I am sorry. Not a red team, it's a fire team. So yeah, fire team's all about the speed, and then they do have a legendary that I haven't unlocked, the Salamander, and it ends up with a 1 range blast.
That's the one I sold.
Nice. I mean, I can imagine. Like for me, I don't think that makes the team at all, so I'll take the $5.
I
you
looked
know?
at it and I'm like, 1 damage blast. Eh. I never
No,
play
it's
fires.
yeah, it's big though. I mean, range attacks from everywhere would be nice because it's got 8 health and it would be at 4 speed with the summoner. So like, that's decent, you know. But it's got to be able to attack from up front. But yep. So then moving on to blue. I know blue's got the most power behind a paywall. Like, it has so much synergy in the Saltwater Mage and in the Mystic Scale Weaver that I understand why those are some of the most expensive cards, because you're not really, in my opinion, I can't really play this summoner so much without some extra support there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Saltwater Mage makes a huge difference. I got that one and I started playing water. It's like water and death for me. Just like spam.
See, and that's what I know that, like, I've played against the Saltwater Mage, and I know that that's one of those, like, that's the Oceanus of the frontier. You know, it's a must-have meta card. Pairs great with the summoner, so like 1000%, like I get that. And then for me personally, without having any of those cards, yeah, I don't play blue. I would say realistically, there's not a situation where I'm really going after the blue team here, because there's the 3 things that you can boost with magic, but they're all super vulnerable and pretty expensive for what they're doing. And then you know, for the most part, green and black can just handle those pretty reasonably. So yeah, without these cards, I don't think I'm playing blue too much, but that is a super powerful legendary, you know, in this meta, going slow and 3 magic attack with 7 health. That's big.
I've never even seen that one played yet. This is when I'm
well,
looking at the...
I think when I was looking at it, it's like a $30 card right now. So I don't know.
Well, I imagine it's gotta just get you like straight to Gold League, which is why I haven't...
It's $16 right now, and there's 57 of them minted, right? So it's on pace, just like everything else is. GM Root is... Oh, whoops. What was that? Oh, that's gold foil. GM Root is 55 minted. The Little Sister is 8,500. So that's you know, that's essentially coming off of the spellbook purchases, or not spellbook purchases, but the story mode. Completing the story mode gets you those.
Oh yeah, I see.
So like essentially, you can say that there's 8,538 at least people that have completed Enclave, or completed the campaign mode, which is a big number, honestly. Huge.
Yeah,
but
that's pretty good.
That card is still worth 4 cents with that many cards printed. That's still worth 4 cents, which is pretty crazy because yeah, it's a great card. It's very meta. Like Little Sister's very meta, but
it's super good at level 2 where you get the 2nd magic damage.
Yep. And flying. Woof. Yeah, there's no flying.
Because at first you can't hurt that void tank that's also dead.
Yeah, and you're not gaining any life that way. But yeah, it's super. But then that's where you get into the summoners themselves are still like, oh, they're now under $1. Hey, good, that didn't take long. So, but the black summoner here, in order to take advantage of that really cheap epic, or I mean that really cheap legendary that you can level up for like 12 cents, you can't take advantage of it until you get this thing up to, you got to put $25 into Thalgrimor in order to take advantage of an awesome 12-cent card in a legendary. That's pretty crazy. Oh my goodness. Jeff, stop. Death, Archon. Oh. Too OG for this. I'm talking to an OG, but clearly he's just more flexible than I am. You're right. Archons. Death. Ugh. I always talk colors. Honestly, Magic isn't colors, but that's a black team, you know, black and blue. Like, it's okay to talk about that. You know, it's not Swamp and Island. Nobody says that. It's not a Swamp and Island deck. It's a black and blue deck. It's a Gruul deck. Or not a Gruul deck. It's a Dimir deck. Like, these are all things that we could do. So let's be a little bit more lenient. All right? I'm not lore literate. But, so, anyway, yeah, blue team. So now green team. Green team has some of the best sustain because everything is very low on attacks. So this like tank heal or self heal that we get in their tank is just super powerful. It sustains for way longer than I think anything else does. And it doesn't really get 8 alive. I use it a lot in like snipe rule sets or anything that I know this thing's going to be like 1-on-1 or 1v2. It can hold itself 1v2 very easy. So, and then also having like just the extra health, and they have some of the biggest range attackers in these. So like they have a 2 and a 3 attack ranger on this. So like the green team hits the hardest. This is your big green stompy team. They've got nothing less than 5 mana on their team, and I love it. So there's lots of plays if you're above, like oftentimes if you're above 50 or 60 mana, I'm oftentimes looking at the forest team. I don't know, is it forest? What is green? Mondroid, help me.
Yeah, they do have forests for their land.
Is it? Well, no, that's forest in Magic. What is it here?
Oh, I don't know. Earth?
That's what, is it Earth?
Team.
All right, yeah, Earth team. Yeah, not green. Earth team.
Jeez,
So
yeah.
moving on. Oh my goodness. Water, fire, death, life, etc. Stop it, gathering. No. You're right. They do say death, life. Yes, for sure. So then looking at the life team. Yep. We have my favorite song. One of my favorite songs is the Incessant Sage. So I actually have an emotional attachment to this deck. But the Lady Amara was actually the epic that I sold. Great card. I would have loved to have it, but realistically, for $150, I knew I could come back to it later and I'll be fine. So it wasn't really making or breaking the team, but I did love the art on Lady Amara. But anyway, I'm oftentimes looking at the life team in like earthquake matches, like that extra shield. Anytime we get the resurrection matches, I'm oftentimes looking at in Incessant Sage. What else am I doing? Weak magic for sure.
Yeah, melee only. It's kind of, they've got some plays.
Yep.
Just because the armor, is so substantial.
Yep. Does not hold a candle to the death team though. So if death is available, probably never choose white. Ever. But yep. So death, on the other hand, is probably, in my opinion, the best. Like out the gate, it's tied between green as the best color. I say Splinter, it's not Splinter, right? Like Splinter, the best. What are we calling these? I know what they are. Elements. The best element. Oh yeah, death. The best element. So, and then realistically, like, it gives you everything. There's only one card that's not available in the set. It's a range attacker with snipe that you can unlock in the epic slot. But this is the only one that unlocked one of the legendaries through campaign mode. So pretty good. I think this was one of the very first big brain plays that was submitted, I think, to us by Faded Glory. I think he showed us the double weekend and reminded us of what that was back in the day, and showed us that this new format had that kind of preloaded into this, and that's really played out a lot. When you double weekend and you have a 2 magic attack in the Sorrow Harvester, it's powerful. Plus, within the same color, to break the mirrors, you are given a void tank, and void tanks are absolutely huge in novice plays. So realistically, that's kind of where I line up right now. And like I said, I haven't unlocked anything. Like, the only new card I unlocked, I sold it right away. And so I'll be rolling with this until the prices come down to a level where it makes sense to maybe throw $1 in there and beef up. But right now we're gonna keep grinding. So then, looking at the neutrals, the Great Bear Druid is probably one of my favorites. Just a dual attack magic, very expensive, doesn't have any shields or really health to back up that 9, but it's still really good in a lot of the rule sets. Like we talked about, Spellmonger is probably my favorite. You would think 1 shield, 1 health, 1 speed is nothing, but realistically it will kill one thing at least. Guaranteed, it will kill one thing in every match.
Especially with the death team with the 2 weekends, because you look at the monk next to it and it goes to 2 health. So
yep. And realistically, what I learned is in the death team, you almost have to play this to protect your little sister or your harvester.
Yep, exactly, because everything goes to 1.
Yep, those are the harvester targets. Those are the targets for your opportunities. Shots from there. So realistically, I think Spellmonger is almost an auto add in the last spot, period. Like, I'm always looking to slam it in when we can. It's almost like the chaos agent of the frontier mode for me. If I've got the mana for it, I'm throwing it in over anything else that actually does damage for 4. You know what I mean? So like I won't play the minion over the Spellmonger, unless it's a no melee match, you know what I mean? But for the most part,
Fog of War or something.
Yeah, for the most part, we're playing the Spellmonger. But that's kind of where Frontier mode's at least where my head's at. Mondroid, did you have any other notes regarding where you feel like plays or strategies are here early in Frontier mode?
I think that about covers it. It's just I'll typically try to play death or water, like whatever I feel can make the most or the best team for the mana level, right? It's kind of a toss up between those two based on having the saltwater mage, and then it's just kind of like whatever fits the best. Where it's like you get that 4-drop with the thorns with like your best damage dealers.
Yeah.
And then whatever factions tank,
Yep. With you. Yep. And I'm honestly though, I don't know, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Is that where we're at? 3, 6, 9. There was 9 cards. If you double it, is that gonna be terrible? I don't know. Maybe it could go up a little bit, I guess. Maybe add 3 more
honestly,
or
I've
something.
seen how like 1 card like changes how you can play one of the elements, so like even just adding like 5 new cards or something.
Yeah, maybe they just kind of come out, and maybe this is where they try the limited time release stuff, and maybe there is.
Yeah, I think that would be cool too, where it's like for this season you can use these cards, and then another season like a couple activate and a couple deactivate, you know what I mean?
Yep. No. So can you burn foundation cards? I haven't looked. I don't think you can. No. There is no burn on these cards. You can only sell. So, no burn value. Well, dang it, Mondroid, we did it again. Hour and a half later. It's closing time.
You don't have to go home, just get the fuck out of here.
Hey, Bitcoin 120. Let's go.
Really?
Powerful stream. We got everybody pulling frontier gems, and we got Bitcoin. Bitcoin just did it. 120, 700. Where that's the new all-time high, right? Nope, 123 was a month ago. So yeah, 123.21 was the all-time high, but hey, we're getting back at it. Choo choo. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a fantastic stream. We appreciate you guys very much. Your guys' chat and contributions and love. You guys make everything awesome, and we appreciate you guys very, very, very much. Thank you guys for showing us the light on Frontier mode and kind of tipping us off to the what we were missing last week. And,
I know. I'm actually kind of upset I didn't start playing it right off the bat,
Oh yeah, take advantage of the $20 legendaries. Now you can only sell it for $5. Broke bastard.
Yeah.
So yep. So yeah, Ime has a Wednesday tournament. Make sure you guys go and participate in that tournament. Yeah, but we appreciate you guys. It's a pleasure as always. Get on and talk Splinterlands with you guys. Looking forward to where we go to next from here. But stay vigilant and stay enjoying the game. Don't just chase rewards. Chase whatever makes you happy. Because Praetoria's got a lot of whatever you can do right now. It's a lot of different avenues you can do.
Rewards are what makes you happy.
Rewards are what make you happy. All right, homies. Have a great night. We love you guys. See you next week.